Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for October the 9th. I am going to be pulling one card for overall energy, and after that, we'll be pulling one card for each sign, and we'll look at how those energies mix and meld for everybody during the day. So let's see. Overall energy has taken a long time to actually want to come out. I'm not just stalling here, it just wants a little bit more time. What you guys need to know about me, I guess, while I'm shuffling, is I've been doing this for the public since 2012. Most of my readings are done by phone or by Skype. If you want a personal reading, I think our overall energy is finally done. Here we go. Here we go. All right, what do we have? This is going to be the Nine of Wands. That talks about making some type of preparations, getting ready. I've seen this come up a whole bunch of different ways. There's lots of ways it can manifest. Getting ready for vacation, for a presentation, for a speech, for a big conversation. Getting ready for something. Preparing. All right, so let's see how that works with all of our signs' individual energies. Aries, we're starting with you with the Ace of Swords. La da da da, la da da da. Ace of Swords. Aries, I think that you're coming to a new understanding today about how being prepared for something, about how that can impact the outcome of some of the things that you're involved with and some of the things that you want to be involved with. So coming to some kind of new understanding about how preparing can actually work out for you in a very positive type of way. Next up, we're looking at Taurus. And so Taurus, what do we have? Four of Cups showing up in reverse. Taurus, I think that you're being very proactive about your mindset today. It may be very tempting for you to have a pity party, but it looks to me like you're preparing to change that attitude and you're preparing to actually look at, okay, yeah, that was disappointing. I'll give it that, but I'm not going to mope around in that energy. What do I do now? What do I do next? And so that's where you're making preparations really to move forward in spite of disappointments. Okay. Next, we're looking at Gemini. Six of Swords. Geminis, this just tells me that you're making preparations to either move physically from where you live or your home base for your work, or you're making preparations to do something that is going to cause a change in your life to where you're dealing with a lot less drama and you're dealing with a lot more calm and peacefulness. So I don't feel like you're making that move or that change today, but you are getting things in position and in place. You're preparing for this. Okay? Cancers. King of Wands coming up in reverse for those with Cancer placements. Bum, ba, da, da, Cancers, I think that with our overall energy plus this, I think that you're preparing for the idea that there's somebody going to be in your sphere of influence who's a little bit of a control freak. They like to micromanage. They like to control things more than what is really in their realm to control. And I think that you are kind of getting prepared for, okay, well, I know this person's MO. How am I going to react or how am I going to respond whenever they start doing this to me the next time? So getting prepared about what is going to be your response when somebody tries to really exert their control in your life in places where it's just not appropriate. Okay? Bum, ba, da, da. That was Cancer. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that's right. All right, next up, let's look at Leo. Okay, Leos, you guys have the Seven of Wands showing up here. So, yep, Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands along with the Nine of Wands just tells me, Leos, that you guys really are getting prepared to raise your standards. You guys may be thinking about the idea that you have not had high enough standards and that has brought about some results in your life that you're not so thrilled with. And so now what you're doing is you're looking at, okay, well, where do I need to raise my standards? What do my standards actually need to be now? And so preparing to raise those standards, part of that preparation is figuring out what you want your standards to be. Okay, that's Leo. Next up, we're looking at Virgo. Okay, so Virgo's Six of Wands. Well, wands are heavy on the board today, aren't they? So Virgo's Six of Wands with the Nine of Wands in the overall. Virgos, this is interesting because I think you're getting prepared for if somebody shows you some type of appreciation for something, you're figuring out what you're going to say whenever that happens. And I'm getting the impression that some of you may feel like there's going to be somebody that tries to show you appreciation for something that is not really what you have done, that appreciation actually should go to somebody else. And so you're looking at, what am I going to do with that when that comes up? Am I going to just be quiet, or am I going to divert that appreciation to where it needs to be, even though this other person may not want to give any appreciation there? Okay. And for others of you, you may just be working on the idea of accepting a compliment, accepting appreciation, and you may be doing some self work about just being gracious and saying thank you instead of trying to divert, away from receiving that compliment or that appreciation or attention. Interesting. All right. Next up, who are we looking at? This is Libra. So Libra is Queen of Swords showing up in reverse with the Nine of Wands. This just tells me that there's somebody that you want to cut off communications with. I don't know that you're necessarily doing that today. You could, but definitely what you're doing today is you're making preparations to cut off communication with them. So if there's anything that you feel like you might need to talk to them about before you cut off communications, I think you're taking care of business. You're getting all that taken care of, tying up loose ends, because you really want to have nothing to do with this person in the future. Okay, now we're looking at Scorpio. Three of Wands. We are preparing to either travel or we're preparing to make some type of long-term plans. Maybe we're preparing to make travel plans. I don't know about that so much. I think we're more preparing to travel. I'm going to say we're probably not preparing to make long-term plans either, because making plans is kind of preparation. I'm going to say we're probably preparing to have some kind of travel. So making some travel plans, maybe packing some bags, making sure the vehicle's in good shape, whatever else might be entailed in preparing to travel. All right, so that's for Scorpio placements. Next up, we have Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Nine of Swords showing up. What on earth? Why would you do this? With the Nine of Wands showing up here, you are preparing to be stressed out. Why? Why are you guys preparing to be stressed out? That does not make sense to me. So this is basically the impressions that I'm getting are that you know that you're going into a situation that just by you being there could cause you to feel a whole lot of stress or anxiety. And so basically what you're doing is you are preparing in that you're looking at coping mechanisms basically and minimalizing mechanisms as well. All right. So working on those responses of anxiety or stress and working on how to lessen those in what you would normally consider a stressful situation. All right. So that's for Sagittarius. Next up, we've got Capricorn. Page of Pentacles showing up in reverse. Capricorns, this looks to me like you're getting ready for the idea that you may hear some bad news about money or about material goods, so you're just trying to prepare for that. Trying to set aside a little bit, trying to make sure you've got the type of things that you need around just in case. Kind of insulating yourself in case you get some kind of bad news about money or about material goods. That's what I see here for Capricorns. Next up, we're looking at Aquarius. Okay, so Aquarius, Four of Wands showing up in reverse along with the Nine of Wands and the overall energy. Okay, so Aquarius, I think that you are preparing to be away from home or be away from your home base for a little while. So you may be packing, you may be taking care of things having to do with, like for instance, banking situations or something like that. I don't know why I just now noticed that this is a little, coming through is a little overexposed. Let's adjust that. Oop, that's not helping. That's not helping. Is it? Nope. Better, but no. Right there. Sorry, guys. Dear, 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 dear. There has to be something I can do to make this look better. That's a little closer to the colors I'm seeing. That's too much, though. All right, well, we're going to keep it right there. Probably just the same as where I started. Anyway, what was I saying? This is Aquarius, right? So getting ready to be away from home with that Four of Wands, that talks about being away from home temporarily. So we're not talking about moving. This could also be home base. So like home base for your business or something like that. So if you normally work in the corporate office, you could be preparing to go and work at some of the satellites temporarily, maybe do some training or something like that. But making preparations to be away from home or from home base is what we see for you today, Aquarius. Sorry about the interruption. Next up, we're looking at Pisces. Moon card coming up in reverse. This is really interesting, Pisces. It's not too often we see somebody preparing for information to come out. And this is information that comes out not because somebody digs for it, but just because it comes up to the surface. So Pisces, I think that there's something where you're privy to some kind of information that other people don't exactly have yet. And I think that when this information comes out, I think you want to be ready for the reaction. And so you're preparing for the reaction to this information as it comes out to other people in your sphere of influence or maybe to the general public. So definitely making preparations for whenever the truth hits, because if you're making preparations, I'm guessing that, stuff's going to hit the fan when that happens. That's a very interesting type of prediction to actually come up on the table. It makes me wonder about what's going to be happening at the total consciousness, the collective consciousness level, because Pisces does talk about this idea of things done behind closed doors in secret. It can talk about mental illness. It can talk about great spirituality. It can talk about deception or illusion, whether that's intentional or whether that's unintentional. So this is some type of illusion that's falling apart, and yeah, people who are around this illusion are definitely preparing. They know that it's going to fall apart. They're getting ready for whatever may happen as it falls apart. Very interesting, fascinating. Okay, guys, thank you very much for being here today. I do appreciate it. You guys are my wonderful sponsors, so I don't have to push any kind of products or anything. And so I appreciate you guys always leaving me feedback and sharing these videos and always remembering to put a thumbs up at least on the video whenever you see it. I appreciate that all so much. You guys are what helps me actually grow this channel. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And everybody have a fantastic day. Peace out.